I did my first play in 3rd grade, and a lot of people talk about like the acting bug biting, and it bit hard.
There was a story in the newspaper about a group that was forming, about the possibility of having a community theater in Rogers.
A whole new generation of people enthusiastic about the theater and enthusiastic about Rogers.
We were having auditions for a show. I came out, I auditioned for a show, and I got in, and haven't really left since then.
The Arkansas Public Theater has found its way into the hearts of the Rogers community and beyond. This year will mark its 33rd season. Locals Sarah and John Ford were witness to the start of the APT and remember its humble beginning.
Well, I have lived here for 75 years. 75? Yes.
I'm pitiful. I have lived in Rogers for 60 years this year.
Yep. The little theater started up in town, I think, about 1985. But there was a group in town that got together for years called Play Readers. You'd select a play, cast it. You get to have one rehearsal. Everybody had their playbook in their hands when they did it. Had a great time with it.
Some members who led from the start are still leading today. Ed McClure remembers the group had to get creative before landing at the Victory Theater.
To serve as its first president in 1986. So I've been involved since the start of the organization. Well, there was not a physical theater. We did shows wherever we could. We did shows at what is now Haas Hall. It was the Defenders Townhouse, and we did our very first show in their ballroom. At the Rogers Activity Centers, just wherever we could put on shows, the Benton County Courthouse, we did shows all over. And then as we moved into the Victory Theater in 2001, then this became the permanent home, although for the first couple of years we still did a musical at Rogers High School, at Heritage High School. But then we figured out we could actually do musicals in here, and then so this just became our home, and we stayed here.
The theater has brought in new participants over the years and continues to keep them involved with its welcoming charm and community.
Did my first show in probably 2005. Was a volunteer for a long time, as a volunteer actor. And a few years ago, the position of the theater manager became available and got the job, and it's really a dream job.
What's truly inspiring about this organization is its ability to bring in and involve new generations with its consistently evolving atmosphere.
Annually, they'll have a business meeting, but it's kind of a party, and I thought when we attended that, we probably knew every person in the room. Then, when we attended it this year, it was a fun party, we had a good time, and I probably knew maybe 3 people in the room, and that was nostalgic to me. This is absolutely fantastic. It was full of young people. It was full of people we did not know. Everything had changed in Rogers, and the theater had changed with it.
I think the first show that I ever did here, I was Flick and A Christmas Story, and I was 9 years old. And I'm now almost 17 years old, so I've literally grown up in this theater, and it's such a big part of my life.
So I think it was 2011 or 2012. I was in Joseph as a kid in the children's choir. Now I'm 19, many years later, and I get to be on stage as one of the, I guess, Jacob's wives, Reuben's wives, yeah.
With hard-working volunteers, the theater has managed to spread its talent far and wide, bringing in new audiences, members, and performances. The Arkansas Public Theater is primed to entertain for generations to come.
Like any organization that is built on volunteers, there's always a core group of folks that just really have a passion for it. We certainly feel the pressure to do a great job for not just our community, but for all of Northwest Arkansas. That has helped us grow. It has caused our audience to change. You see a lot of younger folks coming to the theater. I think we've done a great job of selecting shows and trying to pinpoint what we think the audience would like to see, or maybe what we think they need to see and they are glad they've got to see.
I think you can see passion and commitment in just your first glance here. I mean, with this being so reliant on volunteers, these are folks that are doing this out of the pure love and joy in their heart. You have folks that are attorneys and folks that are nurses and have very serious, heavy jobs during the day, but come 6:30 at night, they can let go of their professional lives and encompass a character and get some escape from everyday world, and I think that's a beautiful thing to see. I think we're in a great spot right now. I really do. I feel like our audience is growing season by season. We're putting on some pretty amazing shows, and I feel like we're really offering and bringing back to our community what they want to see, some things that they need to see. I mean, I can't wait to see what this place will look like in 5 years. I think it'll be a world-class destination.